I love this chart, by the way. Whoever created this chart, it's so cute. I absolutely love it. It reminds me of Christmas. Okay. How can I structure my business in a way that honors my generator design, where I can respond from desire, avoid burnout, and sustainably hold space for the magic I'm here to offer? My current offerings include human design sessions, cannabis meditations, Reiki, tuning fork sessions, Earth Tantra guide. I desire to create retreats that weave these modalities together. My fear is that I'm either too much or not enough. I know, I'm pretty sure we can all relate to that. I want to create something beautiful, embodied, and consistent, but I don't trust that I have the energy for it. Okay, we're talking about a sacral generator here saying she doesn't trust that she has energy for it. I often feel unclear about what to prioritize and worry I'll overgive or lose my spark. Also, I never know where to start. My energy is really scattered. Okay, so we have a split definition generator. I double checked it. It is a small single split, not a triple split. The bridging gates are 15 and 46. So remember, if you are a single split, also if you are a quadruple split, but those are really rare, your biggest sources of conditioning lie in your bridging gates, so the gates that connect the two parts of your chart. So you have your inner authority here, your strategy and authority in the sacral. We've got this island down here. So we've got root to spleen to sacral. Again, note that the sacral is not fully conscious. So your decision-making is not fully conscious. That just means a little bit more embodiment work to really, truly understand your sacral yeses and no's. And then up here, we have the G center connected to the throat, connected to the ajna, separated by these two gates. 46, love of the body, and then 15, which is the gate of extremes. So the first thing here, again, is your sacral response. And you're doing a lot of things, and there's nothing wrong with doing a lot of things, provided that you get a sacral yes to all of them. And if there are any in there that you do not have a sacral yes for, then kind of toss those out. Weaving them together for a retreat sounds amazing. My fear is that I'm either too much or not enough. And that is such a common thing. I think we all feel this, especially like as generator types with that defined sacral and like having a lot of energy, maybe feeling like really enthusiastic about something, and that childhood conditioning that you may have received that like tone it down, like it's too much, or that fear of not enoughness that we all have. I think this is such a common thing. And I love your desire to create something beautiful, embodied, and consistent, but I don't trust to have the energy for it. So again, as a sacral generator, your sacral response lets you know what you have the energy for. So when you can really ground into your body and try to get out of your head, and you have the 1762, I also have it. So when you find your mind trying to tell you logically why something is or is not the correct thing for you, you know you are not using your authority. That is your mind trying to talk you into or out of something because it thinks it makes logical sense. And this goes for anybody. Like if you're making a decision, it doesn't matter what authority you have. The second your mind starts trying to reason with you as to why you should or shouldn't do something, oh, well, it's convenient. Oh, well, the price is right. Oh, whatever it is, like that's not your authority. And it doesn't mean it might still be the right thing for you, but you've got to really come back to your authority and like checking, like, do I get a sacral yes for this? Do I have the energy to commit to this? Again, with a partially unconscious and, the channel, the 2750, which I also have, the 27 is unconscious. So it might take a little extra work to really feel that embodiment. Now, the other thing here is gate 50 is the fear of responsibility. And this can also show up as taking on too much responsibility. And the 2750 can very easily, in its shadow, slip into overgiving. Okay, this is nurturing energy. This is the energy to ensure that what you've created like survives to maturity. There's caring, like 827 is very much about caring. And it's so important here that you really make sure that you are nurtured and taken care of first before you give to others. Like that is the most important thing, because when you are taking care of yourself and you are meeting your own needs first, that's when you actually have the energy to give to others. Now, when it comes to prioritizing, this is another one where you're a 3-5, like you're going to have to experiment. And it's so interesting because you have the 18 and the so cross of service. Okay, this is very logical energy in the cross of service. And it's funny because the third line is not that logical. Like the third line just needs to, mess around and find out, try things on, see what works and what doesn't work. And it's so important to always remember, like if you have a third line in your profile or a lot of third lines in your designs, like you actually can't get it wrong. You can only discover what doesn't work. And you do have the fear of failure in gate 32. You have the fear of authority or imperfection in gate 18 as well. Like there's definitely a lot of fear here that you have activated in your design, the fear of rejection in 43, the fear of your opinions being challenged in 17, the fear of like chaos or never getting the answers in gate 4, and then gate 47 is the fear of futility, like, oh, what's even the point? And 47, like if you have gate 47 on the top of the ajna, this one right here, this one can wreak a little bit of havoc because it can definitely, this one is sometimes known as oppression. And this one, you can really get into like kind of ruminating thoughts about like why things might not work or like what is the point. So when you're noticing that and you have such a heavily defined ajna, like your mind is probably constantly thinking. And actually with the defined ajna, like you do have a consistent way to conceptualize information, which is really beautiful. But remember that what I said in the very beginning of this is that your mind is actually meant to deliver your outer authority, your wisdom, and your gifts to others. It's not meant to figure out your own life. So getting back into your body, doing whatever you need to do, whatever you love to do that really connects you with your body. Maybe it is doing yoga or dancing or taking a hot bath, like whatever it is for you when you are really over ruminating in your mind, get back into your body and then see what you are actually responding to. And then that is also what will guide what you're going to prioritize in your work. And you might want to pare down, like you offer a lot of beautiful things and they all go beautifully together. And I can see this as like a really, really amazing retreat. But if you've got like this much going on and you feel like you need to prioritize something, just really look at the question that you wrote here. And every one of these words, human design, does that give you a yes or a no? Like cannabis meditations, yes or no? Reiki, yes or no? Like if you get any no's for any of these, just take them off your plate for now. So that is what I have for you. And then also you will connect with the right people. So again, as somebody with a small split, connecting with others is really important. And when you really follow your inner authority, you will attract the right people, places, situations, circumstances that can help you, even with like where to start.